And I am going to light 2 candles. And the first, which has, well, 1 candle which has 2 wicks. First one represents spirit or God or the creator, all that is. And then the second one, if I can get the second one represents us as community. So that when we gather together, we have shine a greater light. All right. So, John, would you like to lead us in a song, please?
All right. A new start. It's all of a sudden it's a new month again.
Yeah.
They go by fast, don't they?
They do.
We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. Working together with the skills of many hands, helping each other make the best life we can. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. Life becoming better as harm and suffering cease. With kindness for each other, we live and grow in peace. Oh, 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 making a new start, awareness growing here and there as we care for one another. Love flowers everywhere. We are making a new start, willing to do our part, getting better day by day. Creative action is an art, a good start, from the heart for living in a better way. Living in a better way. Living in a better way.
All right. Thank you so much, John. And I don't know if this will help you to be able to hear better. I'm sending.
Was there feedback by my having my phone speaker on?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
good.
I didn't notice it. Anybody else notice it? Okay. All right. So I am so grateful and thankful for everybody to be here. It's nice to see Tim and Carol Ann and Kyle and Michael and Hannah and John, of course. And eventually we'll see Angela, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Anyway, so today it's as she said, as John said, it's a new week. There she is. Hi, Angela.
How we doing?
Oh gosh, I miss
Good to see
seeing you. So
Wow.
all right. So anyways, what I was we're going to get started, and today Michael is the speaker. Now next week will be John will be the speaker. Then the third week will be Tim, and then the fourth week will be Carol Ann. And I have a week of not having to speak, a month of not having to speak, which is kind of nice. I get a break.
Ah,
All right. Okay, so with that, I am going to turn the music over to John again, and I will go into a meditation. So.
Healing love. Healing love. Healing love. Healing love. Beautiful love. Beautiful love. Beautiful love. Beautiful love. Source of life. Source of real. Source of all. Source to heal. Graceful love. Graceful love. Graceful love. Graceful love. We are love. We are love. We are love. Divine healing love.
As we recognize that we are love and recognize that God is love and peace and joy, light and life, beauty and power and wisdom, and that God, or Spirit, is everything, created all, is in all, through all, as all. And because of this, we are one with that beauty, that spirit, that light, that joy, that peace, that wisdom. And as we gather today, just want us to take a moment to take in a deep breath and release and relax and just let go. And let's take in one more deep breath. And release and relax again. And this time, let's take in one more great big deep breath. And as you release it, any tension that is in your body is going to let go. Michael and I got to go up to the lake, Lake Erie, yesterday. Beautiful day. sunny, and when you saw a cloud, it was those big white puffy clouds. We'd see as we were driving up to the lake, there was some big hawks and stuff that would drive by, fly by. The greens of the trees, all the different colors of the trees, because they're all in full bloom now. There's all different colors of green. There's dark greens and light greens and yellow greens and just bright greens, and it's just beautiful to see it as we drove along. And then when we got to the lake, to hear that beautiful sound of the surf or the waves, they weren't real, they were a tiny bit choppy yesterday, but crashing out onto the rocks and the sand. And to look out and see the blueness of the water and the brightness. And then you could look over and you could see where it would crash on different rocks, and you see the little white caps and stuff. And it was just beautiful. It was of course windy there. We were in a little park. We just sat on a bench. You could hear it, and then that particular park happened to have a swing set for kids. You could hear them playing, hearing in the background playing, hear the birds, and just that magnificence of the beauty. You just drink in the sunshine, sounds of the water, the beauty of our earth, planted, our beautiful earth that we have. So as we gather together today, I know for Michael that as he speaks today on the power of intention, that his talk is exactly what every person needs. We all learn something from it, take something with us, and apply it. I'm grateful and thankful for John doing the music. It's wonderful to hear Angela's voice. Having her here, I missed her so much. Nice that Tim is here, and Hannah, and Carol, Ann, and Kyle, and of course Michael. And I'm just grateful and thankful for each and every person being here. And for those who aren't here, that they are with us in spirit, and that they are here anyway, and it's not in spirit. So I'm just grateful and thankful for the goodness of spirit, for all the good that's happening right here, right now. If anybody needs any healing done,
Go ahead and do something.
we know that we can.
Go ahead and do something.
We know that healing is happening right here, right now, and that it is taking care of whatever it may be, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, whether it be abundance, prosperity, a new job, relationships. Whatever healing is needed is happening right here, right now. So I give thanks again. I am grateful and thankful for all the good that is happening. And I now release my meeting to the law, knowing that I am one with spirit. Each and everybody else is one with spirit. And that because I have spoken my word, it is done. Nothing more to be said except thank you. It's done. So it is.
source of life, source of real, source of all, source to heal. We are love. We are love. We are love. Divine healing love.
Hmm. Thank you, John, Angela. And as you open your eyes, please just please take a moment to look into the camera and to try to see that beautiful magnificence, which is you, through the other person, because each and every one of you are magnificent. And so just see each and every one. Tim and Kyle will be here in a moment. I'm sure they'll show up back up just a moment. And but it is so wonderful to see everybody and feel that spirit. Okay, so I am going to turn this over to Reverend Michael Mangus. Power of Intention. Thank you.
Well, hi there. How are you? When I first gave this talk back in the year of our Lord 2005, so The Power of Intention by Dr. Wayne Dyer, it was the hottest best-selling book out there. So our board president at the time wanted us to do a whole month on intention. And so what I'm going to do here is kind of give an overview of intention and how it relates to the science of mind and spirit. So our founder, the Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, will tell you how intention works. Something that Wayne Dyer and also Rhonda Byrne from The Secret, they don't give you a clue about it, but I hopefully can give you a little more clarification about today. And then finally, to give some guidelines on how to work with intention in our lives, so that again, that we become creators in our lives, that we are not victims, that we allow ourselves to create like our creator. So traditionally, intention is defined as a strong intention and also having a strong purpose or aim, accompanied by a strong determination to produce the desired result, and that strong will that won't let anyone or anything stop you. So this type of intention involves a lot of struggle, hard work, stress, and grit your teeth. That's what I think of. So Dr. Dyer called this definition of intention as ego or small self. Dyer's definition of intention is that individuals have access to an invisible source of energy, as we live from a higher spiritual frequency. So Dyer found and discovered this definition as he read from an author that I think that most of us who are a little older who have read from, Carlos Castaneda, his book called The Active Side of Infinity. Quoting Dyer, he said, Castaneda's words were, intent is a force that exists in the universe. When sorcerers, or those who live from or of source, isn't that a great definition? Sorcerer, someone who lives from source. They beckon intent. It comes to them and sets up the path for attainment, which means that sorcerers always accomplish what they set out to do. Again, sorcerer, living and being from source. What a wonderful definition. So again, this is from Wayne Dyer. He says, when I read those two sentences, I was stunned by the insight and clarity that it gave me about the power of intention. Imagine that intention is not something that you do, but rather a force that exists in the universe as an invisible field of energy. I had never considered intention in this way before reading Castaneda's words. The plot thickens here. On page 8 of the book, he says, try imagining a force that is everywhere. So play with me here. Try imagining with me a force that's everywhere, that's within you and around you. There you go. There is no place that you can go where it's not. It can't be divided, and it is present in everything that you see or touch. Can you get that? Now extend your awareness of this infinite energy beyond the world of form and boundaries. This infinite invisible force is everywhere. So it is both in the physical and the non-physical. Your physical body is one part of your totality emanating from this energy. Can we get that? Our physical bodies is one part of the totality emanating from this energy. At the instant of conception, intention sets in motion how your physical form will appear and how you are growing will unfold. It also sets in motion your non-physical aspects, including your emotions, your thoughts, and your dispositions. In this instance, and again, Dyer went ahead and put this in italics, he said, intention is the infinite potential activating your physical and non-physical appearance on earth. Intention is the infinite potential activating your physical and non-physical appearances on earth. He continues, he says, you're formed, I'm formed, you're formed out of the omnipresent to become present in time and space. Because it is omnipresent, this energy field of intent is accessible to you after your physical arrival on earth. So that same intention by which we were conceived and born is available to us right here, right now. The only way, Dyer said, that you deactivate this dominant force is by believing that you're separate from it. And I'll stop right there. That is the big lie, is that we are separate from this one force. So activating intention means rejoining your source. And I'm going to just kind of correct Dyer. We've never really been separated from it, but we can feel that way. So there's a part of us that's always connected to it. But anyhow, by active intention means rejoining your source and then becoming a modern day sorcerer or living from source. Isn't that cool? So being a modern day sorcerer, living from source, being a sorcerer means attaining the level of awareness which previously inconceivable things are possible. Isn't that cool? that we are surrounded by this creative stuff, this creative substance that can take form and shape to our desires. And as we live from source, as we become a sorcerer, that becomes so. So, and again, listen here on, again, page 112. Dyer talks about being merged with this universal field. He says, you are emerged from a universal field of creation that I call intention. You've emerged from a universal field of creation that this universal mind is totally impersonal. It is pure love, its fondness, its beauty, its creativity, always expanding and endlessly abundant. You emanate from this universal mind. And as I keep telling you, universal means everywhere and at all times. Universal means everywhere and at all times. In other words, infinite. So as long as your wishes are aligned with the forward movement of this everlasting principle, there is nothing in nature to restrict you from attaining the fulfillment of those wishes. And I know we have some Science of Mind students in the audience today. I have a question for you. Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound familiar? Like the law or the universal subjective or soul? Again, from the Science of Mind glossary, Ernest Holmes defines the soul as a creative medium of spirit, the subjective side of life, the mirror of mind, for it reflects the form of thought that we are given to it. Man's soul life reenacts the soul of the universe. The soul is subjective because it takes the thought of the conscious mind and acts upon it. It is subjective and it cannot analyze or reject. It can only carry out the orders given to it. Infinite in its power and the ability to do so, but not knowing what it does. So intention from the Science of Mind perspective, again, works because of the law or the creative medium. And again, that I know that we all have Science of Mind students here, but again, imagine that B symbol that we usually use as our teaching symbol, again, divided into three parts. The first part, again, being spirit, the second part being soul or the creative medium, and the third part being body. And that V is the direction of creation. So it starts with, again, with spirit saying, let there be light. Again, I'm using the example used in the book of Genesis, let there be light. That command went into that universal medium, which said, okay, and out came light. And again, I know that's simplistic, but the same creative process is in us. Remember that this creative law only says yes to whatever direction that it is given. So again, I just probably have told you in a couple of minutes what it takes sometimes weeks to explain in the first year classes. So now this same creative process happens in us too. Again, because we are made in the image and likeness of our Creator, we are creative in the same manner. Can we get that? No, we are not God in the universal. However, we are many gods in that we also create the conditions in our lives. And again, did not Jesus say in the book of John, he says that we are gods? And again, it's interesting sometimes that the translators, they go ahead and they try to tweak that we are like God or that we're not that. It's interesting. But see, now again, from our conscious mind, subconscious mind, and creation. From our conscious mind, again, our thoughts go into the subconscious. and appears in our lives as the conditions and affairs of our lives. But Michael, I didn't consciously think to create all the conditions for my life. And that is absolutely true. You and I are influenced by the past conditioning of our parents, teachers, society, and also the race consciousness. Again, since we're all part of that one mind, and these programs can do and influence our experience today. However, both Holmes and Dyer teach that we are all individually responsible for the conditions of our lives. So stuff, and also I would say stuff may happen to us, but again, the one thing that we can do is that we can control our mind, is we can control the thoughts that we think. And sometimes, and I've noticed in my life where things didn't turn out a certain way that I wanted it, but it turned out better. Isn't that cool? We can change our lives through the power of intention by setting intention into this great soul or great law of life. And again, from Holmes, he says, when we think from conscious intelligence or spirit. The thought then becomes subjectified. It goes into the subconscious mind. Now, again, get this now. What is man's subjective or subconscious mind? It is his atmosphere or mental center in universal subjectivity. So we're not separate in our use of the subconscious. It is, again, that it is our atmosphere. We are one with the creative law of life. I will go on. It says, it is held by our philosophy that there is no such thing as your subjective mind and my subjective mind, meaning two, for this would be duality. And again, this is where Holmes goes ahead and he gets out his highlighter here and he goes ahead and puts this in italics. He says, but there is such a thing as the subjective state of my thought and your thought in mine. And this should be seen clearly, for this is where psychology and metaphysics separate, where their interpretations differ. Can you see that? So again, psychology says that, again, that we are all separate with that. Now, again, if you are a Jungian, you would disagree with me, but again, that's a lot of, that is the traditional teaching of psychology. But what we are learning here, again, through the science of mind and spirit and also other consciousness studies, is that we are one with it. And we can also use this knowledge then to create what we want in our lives. Again, I'll just go ahead with Holmes. He says, when we think into a universal creative medium, a receptive and plastic medium which surrounds us on all sides, which permeates and flows through us. When we think, we must and do think into and upon it, since it is omnipresent. Again, that energy that Dyer was talking about earlier. Each of us today is the result of the use that they have made of the law. That's what Holmes said, either consciously or unconsciously. As soon as we realize this, we shall see that what we are now, or what we have experienced, is the result of what we have thought. And the answer to what we shall be is contained in what we are now thinking. And again, this is all in capital letters in the textbook. He says, for we can change our thinking. For we can change our thinking. And again, Holmes goes on, he says, by impressing our thought into this substance, we can cause it to produce for us what we think. Impressing our thought upon it is not an external act. For when we impress our thought upon ourselves, we are thinking into it. So let's understand. So we are thinking into this great law of life. It's not outside, it's within. And this is because of the unity of all mind. Jesus said, as thou hast believed, so it be done unto thee. So knowing the law and the nature of life, he did not say it is done unto you as you wish. He announced the universality of the law when he called it a law of belief. All right, so how can we tap into this power of intention today? So Wayne says this, Dr. Wayne Dyer, he says that we become more connected with this infinite by becoming like our creator. And he mentions several aspects of the creator, which are creativity, kindness, love, beauty, expansiveness, unlimited abundance, and receptivity. Holmes has a list of qualities of the one life. Also, the ones that I remember are the ones from my class on Thomas Troward from Holmes Institute. Is love, life, light. Love, life, light. Peace, power, beauty, and joy. So as we embody those in our lives, we vibrate at the vibration of the Creator. As we allow ourselves to become love and life and light and peace and power and beauty and joy. See, that those are the vibrations of the Creator. I usually like to add also abundance and also wisdom. Wisdom is a very important part of it. So that again, that we know, again, using that universal mind, what to do, when, and how to do it. So Wayne wrote this, and again, all in italics. The way to establish a relationship with spirit and to access the power of this creating principle is to continually contemplate yourself as being surrounded by the conditions that you wish to produce. And I'm going to say that again. The way to establish a relationship with spirit and to access the power of this creative principle is to continually contemplate yourself as being surrounded by the conditions you wish to produce. Now, I can see some of you saying, oh, now that's a bunch of, you don't understand my life. Yes, I do. A lot more than you think. I'm not you, but I understand how things are created in our lives. So again, as we set the intention of what we want in our lives, what happens is, again, that as we see ourselves surrounded by the conditions that we want, again, we vibrate at that. And so Holmes said this, it says, we should be careful to distinguish daydreaming and wishful thinking from really dynamic and creative treatment. When we treat, we do not wish, we know, we do not dream, we state, we do not hope, we accept, we announce. We do not expect something is going to happen, but we believe that it's already happened. We believe it's already happened. Now, it may take a little bit of time for it to manifest, but when we believe that it's already happened on the invisible side of life, it will manifest in our lives. So how do we use this consciously? So first, make your intention statement stretch you, yet be believable. Going from the $1 million a year may be tough if you've only made $10,000 or $20,000 last year. Well, how about going this? How about saying, I intend on doubling my income to $40,000 through all the rich creative ideas that come from Universal Mind. I'll give you a hack here. As you say that, just see yourself already having it. See yourself already having the money. Now, again, that's the one mistake that sometimes happens, is that individuals will go, they'll try to outline how it's to be done. No, don't outline, just accept and then follow intuition on what needs to be done sometimes on the physical. Sometimes, again, that it'll show up. But a lot of times what happens is there's something that we need to do on the physical. So just listen to that still small voice as you do that. So Dr. Robert Anthony, from a book, one of my favorite books, is called Beyond Positive Thinking. So he says that we need to set our intention first by first affirming the goal in the form of an intention statement. I intend, or I claim. You can also use command. Second, picture the end result as if you are experiencing it, not from a movie standpoint, but you put yourself actually in the picture. And third, feel the feelings as if you've already received it. And again, you'll be led on the outer activity to take. The reason why we don't receive our intentions is because we spend, and I'll put myself in that too, we spend most of our day feeling bad. When we start thinking about what we want only, we start naturally feeling good. So the other reason that we don't receive our intentions is because sometimes, on some level or another, we don't believe our desire will come true. And that is why having others agree with us on our desires, and again, I would say, again, the people of this community, having individuals agree with us on our desires and becoming just willing to receive it also helps us manifesting our desires. And again, that the challenge that Catherine Ponder said, that the challenge and prosperity that we have is not giving, but receiving. Not in the giving, but in the receiving. So again, when someone gives you a gift, please say thank you. Please say thank you. And again, from the master teacher Jesus from Matthew 18, again, I say unto you, whenever two of you on earth agree concerning anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For when there are two or three that are gathered in my name or my nature, the Christ consciousness, the Christ awareness, I am there in the midst of them. So today, I empower you to take charge of you and your life today through the power of intention. Start thinking about what you want rather than what you don't want. Let it go, let the stuff go, and start to focus on what you really want in your life, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, in the lives of your relationships. Intend for the life that you want, and please do not take no for an answer. Embody your desires by having the same feelings that you would have if you've already received it. So we live in the manifestation. We embody it, as Holmes says. Be the gods that you are by creating now through deliberate intention. Namaste. I salute the divinity as you.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. That really works when we place our intention where we want it to be, and you start seeing little things that happen that makes it easier as you do it. I know for myself, I have been every day before I work, I am saying quick treatment and reminding myself that I'm going to get through the day easily, effortlessly, and that, things go well with work. And I'm actually doing better with work. I'm getting some recognition. I'm actually getting, getting all these little ad things where customers are calling in and saying, I was wonderful and blah, blah, blah. But that's beside the point. It's just little things that was one of my intentions. But I also, in that intention, have also and declining abundance and prosperity, not only for me, but for my family and also for my physical. But I'm seeing improvements in all that. So it's nice when you see it. And it makes it goes even better because you but you have to stick with it and not give it up, because as soon as I stop doing it, it may still work, but not the way it does as you keep it in the forefront in your mind all the time. So thank you. Thank you for that. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
Thanks, Michael.
Very, very well done. I mean, we needed that.
That was perfect. It was perfect for me right now. I needed that too.
You know, I'm always here.
Good
You
to
know,
see you
always
all.
for specific treatment or whatever that myself, Diana, and I think I can get Carol Ann to assist in that too.
Carol, it's
If I
good to
drag
see
her
you
into
too.
it. No, I know I won't. But no, and that's why we're together in community, is to remind ourselves of our divinity. So thank you.
When you said don't take no for an answer, also remember, if you get no for an answer, it's not spirit or God saying no. It's just someone who doesn't want to be part of the process of this good. Let them go and move on to how it is actually unfolding for you, if that makes any sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Tim.
Any other questions or comments? There's Carolyn. I knew she would have something.
I always like, in the process of envisioning and all, to remind myself that it's always darkest before the dawn, and having been up more and more in that place of deep darkness into creation, from the dark into the light, I more and more appreciate that. Just the time when you feel like, hey, this isn't working, I'm not doing enough, that's the time to increase seeing, knowing, and feeling it. Because that is the darkness, and out of the darkness can only come the light. And at any of you who have always been up for dawn, or even in the evening, how gradually in the morning the light comes in, and at night, how gradually the night comes in. It's not a day, night. There's two, it is such a gradual, such an incredible process. And we every day are given the demonstration of how creation, how it all works. So I carry that with me very much.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Caroline.
All right. Well, unless
I
there's
have a lyric in one of my songs. No need to worry. It's going to be all right. Morning comes after the night.
I like that.
It was after
It also tells you
That's another
make
same song.
big decisions during the night, during the darkness. And physical darkness, mental darkness, that's not the time to make the decisions. You sleep, you get your rest, you create with newness of the day.
Amen.
Let me give a quick hack here. If you want to start feeling good, live from your heart. Live from your heart. Yeah. I was talking to my mentor the other day. It took him 45 minutes. Or it took me 45 minutes to get out of my head and get into my heart. And once I was in my heart, everything cleared up for me. So
Makes a
we
big
need to get
difference.
moving, Diana.
All right. So, John, if you would do a song yeah. So, all right. Thank you.
The sun, the rain, the breeze, the forest and the trees, fruits, herbs and animals to help us and to a waterfall, a stream, the leaves and grass so green. Woodchucks and chipmunks play in a woodsy sea. If we love nature and want to stay alive, restore natural living for us to survive. Fragrant flowers in the fields, butterflies and bees delight, bats flying in the night, using radar for their sight. The spinning wheel of seasons, the eagle in its flight, the rush of wind on colors, dancing in the light. If we love nature and want to stay alive, restore natural living for us to survive. Berries on the bushes, pawpaws falling down, brown pears and black walnuts lying on the ground, mushrooms on a log, leaves floating in the sky, the calling of the birds. Do you know what? Do you know why? If we love nature and want to stay alive, restore natural living for us to survive.
Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And oh, that harmony between you and your dad,
I
Angela.
literally just made it on the spot. So
I
sorry.
know, but that's on the spot. Can you imagine when you guys used to practice all the time? It was beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
it's great to just hear your voice again, singing.
Oh, it's good
There
to hear.
was. You know, this is the first time I've gotten to hear the family effect.
I
It's been a minute.
I told Tim knows that you and Adam used to come, and I said when Adam didn't sing as much, but when he did, it was all three of you. The harmony was just so beautiful.
And Michelle, of course.
Well, and Michelle, yes, adding to it, but
Yeah.
when it was just, but it was just great. But even when Adam didn't sing and he was just playing the drums or whatever, it was always beautiful. So,
Right.
Thank you.
always beautiful.
Thank you.
All right.
I miss
So, all right. With that, means that it's our time for we get the opportunity to give, and so there's a couple ways that you can give. You can go to Zelle, and you would go to SSC of Akron at gmail.com. That's SSC of Akron at gmail.com. And you can give that way. Or you can send a check to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. And you can make it out to Summit, Summit Spiritual Center, Summit Center, Summit CSL, any of those things, as long as the word Summit is in there, the main thing. And then we can make sure that it gets into our account. And so with that, I just give thanks. I give thanks for all of the time, the talent, the treasure that is given in a very special way, whether it be monetary, whether it just be the time and the treasure. It does not matter, because it is being returned to the person 10 times or more in a very special way. And it goes to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we are able to shine a greater light into the world and to be a bright spot out there, to be able to not only help each other, but to help the world in general. So with that, I give thanks, and so it is, and so I let it be. And John, good and more good, please.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Oh, good, more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it is.
All right, thank you, John. Angela, I don't know if you ever heard that before.
I
No,
didn't know.
no, the good and more good part. I'm sure you know this, the thing from, but we put it to music, and yeah. So it's
John
obviously
Moody and Diana worked on that.
honestly, it's Ernest Holmes' words, but John, the other John, he actually put the music to it, and then it's actually 2 verses. First time it's good and more good is mine, and then the second verse is good and more good is ours. But it was so long, we decided to combine the 2 together. So
I love
all
it.
right.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's
so
good. It's really upbeat and lovely. Love it.
yeah, and it's, as we always told everybody in the past, if you do that 100 times a day, you're going to have good, more good in your life. And by doing the music, it was just easier to remember it, I thought. So okay, announcements. I know Michael always has them.
No, quickly go on NT Media, New Thought Media Network on the YouTube. I had a wonderful show from last Friday. The Fireside Chat featured my former dean, Reverend Dr. C.C. Coltrane. We talked about Holmes Institute and their new Wisdom Studies program. So we talked about that. And I'm having an interesting guest this week. Let's see, Carol Ann Drick. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of her, but she's going to be on this week. So yeah, and I haven't. We'll let you know by next week. I didn't talk to Diana this week, but we're planning something around solstice. So just to let you know, probably like the week after. It's on the Wednesday, so probably the weekend after. So, but yes, it's the 21st. So the solstice is on the 21st. So it's either the weekend before or weekend after. So we're working on something. So we'll do something like we did during Christmas time, which is we'll probably do some ritual. We'll also do probably do some intention setting into the fire. Let's see what else. Eat and have John lead us in some singing. So So that's what we're planning on doing.
Oh, good.
Hey.
Yeah, you can come this time, so that'll be good.
Yeah.
Aw.
All right. Anything else?
Yeswise.com. I didn't get a post up this week, but I may try and do one later today.
Yes, Dr. Carol Ann Drick.
Hot off the press, I am going to do a thank you seminar for people, and it is called Discovering the Calm Within the Storm. It's going to be on June 29th at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and I'm in the creation process, so stay tuned. It's gonna really be insightful and calm and exciting, and very much builds really on what we keep talking about every week. You know, how to find that calm in the midst of whatever storm is going on.
29th is a Thursday.
It is a
So,
Thursday, yes, and it would be at 7 p.m.
all right.
Oh, 8 o'clock. You said 8.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Sorry.
All right. Okay, well, thank you. And with that, let's do a moment of silence. And let me I have to turn on my sound for musicians on. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ring us in, I'll ring us out, and just take a moment for anybody that you know that needs healing, whether it's yourself, someone else, or just the world. And just know that healing is already done. All right. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
All right. Well, thank you. And